Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. NFL rumors: Justin Fields favored to get Steelers job over Russell Wilson. The Pittsburgh Steelers finished the 2024 season with a 10-7 record and now look to the offseason to improve the roster for next year. However, there are several questions surrounding the quarterback position with both Justin Fields and Russell Wilson due to hit free agency. With the free agency negotiating window opening on March 10, Pittsburgh may want to consider bringing back at least one of Fields or Wilson. But it's unclear which one. During a segment of The Insiders on the NFL Network, Ian Rappaport claimed that rumors are the Steelers may prefer Fields at this point over Wilson. It does seem like it's going down the direction of the Steelers signing one of these quarterbacks. I believe it was Steelers general manager Omar Khan who said that was the plan. The most likely starting quarterback option was from within their locker room. As far as I can tell, based on the sources that I've spoken with, it is more likely that Justin Fields is the next quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers rather than Russell Wilson. Rappaport suggests the Steelers want to see what they have in Fields. After having a roller coaster of a career with the Chicago Bears, Pittsburgh seems inclined to give the fourth-year pro a chance to prove himself as the starter in the 2025 season. These are rumors, of course, as Pittsburgh may opt to go a different route, depending on how free agency and the NFL draft play out. Fields played in 10 games last season and served as the starting quarterback in 6. The 26-year-old quarterback finished the 2024 campaign with 1,106 passing yards, 289 rushing yards, 10 total touchdowns, and just one interception while throwing a career-high 65.8% completion percentage. Meanwhile, Wilson played and started in 11 games for the Steelers. At 36 years of age, the veteran quarterback ended the 2024 season with 2,482 passing yards, 18 total touchdowns, and 5 interceptions while owning a 63.7% completion percentage. Additionally, Wilson has seemed to have drummed up interest from quarterback-needy teams this offseason. But only time will tell what lies ahead in his career in the league. Benedetto Vitali has nearly a decade of experience in sports journalism, with expertise in covering the NFL, NCAA football, NBA, and UFC. The Oregon alumni resides in Greenville, South Carolina, and has previous bylines at Bro Bible. Steelers could sign veteran Giants receiver in free agency. The Pittsburgh Steelers will enter the 2025 season with another unproven or uninspiring passer under center. Maybe it's one of 2024 starters in Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, or a middling free agent like Sam Darnold or Jameis Winston. A portion of the fanbase is polling for a rookie quarterback early in April's NFL draft. Whomever it may be, they'll likely continue the Steelers' tradition of quarterback purgatory. But that hasn't halted the expectation of winning football in Pittsburgh, which demands that general manager Omar Khan revamps his roster with the hopes of elevating a mediocre passer. Subsequently, the Steelers are reported to be interested in New York Giants receiver Darius Slayton in free agency. According to a source close to the situation, the Steelers are expected to have interest in Slayton in free agency, Noah Strackbein wrote for Sports Illustrated. The 28-year-old had a career low of just 573 yards and 2 touchdowns this past season, but as the Giants struggled to find success at quarterback, many around the league viewed their wide receiver core as talented but lacking the help they needed. Slayton isn't the star fans have been pining for since the trade market heated up ahead of the 2024 season, but he's another downfield perimeter threat who can attack on the play-action shots offensive coordinator Arthur Smith prefers. To his credit, he's been a model of consistency during his 6 seasons in New York. In 4 of his first 5 seasons, he saw between 700 and 800 yards. In 2024, the quarterbacking truly fell off, leaving him with just 573 yards and 2 scores on 71 targets. Slayton has scored just 13 touchdowns since finding the end zone 8 times as a rookie in 2018, but the shape of his production has remained relatively stable, albeit at the whims of inconsistent quarterback play. Related, what is Steelers' plan for Jaylen Warren? Pittsburgh knows what it'd be getting in Slayton, a boundary-deep threat with the occasional case of the drops and an encouraging locker room presence. Perhaps pairing him with Pickens off the field is as important as doing so between the sidelines, where Slayton can take advantage of his teammates' gravity. However, two aspects of the fit are cloudier than simply needing a receiver. Slayton is most comfortable in a similar role to Pickens, and he'll likely be looking for proven, quality quarterback play. The Steelers, of course, can't guarantee that. But with a healthy cap situation, they may be able to quiet those concerns with cash. Top NFL draft analyst predicts the Steelers land their next QB at pick 21. It's NFL mock draft season, and one of the top draft analysts in the space, Dane Brugler of The Athletic, just dropped his first post-combine mock draft. Folks may be surprised to see who falls to the Pittsburgh Steelers at pick 21 in this edition: Colorado QB Shedeur Sanders. There's no doubt that the Steelers need a quarterback, though they do appear to be in a race to sign either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson ahead of free agency. However, a fall for Sanders all the way to pick 21 would be a surprise after being projected as a potential top 5 pick earlier in the draft process. Brugler acknowledged the fall in his mock, stating, "Sanders is going to be a wild card in this draft. He could go in the top 6 or fall out of the first round entirely, and neither outcome would be a shock." On Sanders' fit with the Steelers, Brugler notes, "He is not a first-round quarterback for a lot of NFL teams, which isn't a major surprise, and matches my evaluation. But all it takes is one front office to roll the dice on his skill set." If Sanders falls out of the top 10, this would be an interesting landing spot. The Steelers are searching for answers at the QB position. In his final season at Colorado, Sanders led the NCAA with a 74% completion rate, throwing for 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He led the Big 12 in completions, 353, passing yards, 4,134, touchdowns responsible for, 41, passing yards per attempt, 8.7, and passing efficiency rating, 168.2. The Steelers would surely enjoy his accuracy and ability to protect the football, noted with a 1.5% turnover-worthy play rate in 2024, which ranked 6th lowest among QBs with 150 dropbacks according to The Ringer. On the flip side, one of his biggest critiques has been his tendency to take sacks, leading the FBS with 204 pressured dropbacks last season, per PFF. Sanders tied for the second most sacks taken, 40, in the FBS during the 2024 season, playing behind an offensive line that struggled far too often. That's a problem the Steelers are all too familiar with. Sanders has been one of the more polarizing prospects atop draft boards this year, with that debate focusing not just on what he brings to the football field, but also his personality, which has reportedly been a turnoff for some teams. Coming out of the NFL scouting combine, NFL draft insider Todd McShay shared that 2 teams drafting in the top 10 expressed concerns with their conversations with Sanders, stating that he did not feel take a professional approach to his interview. Another team shared that they did not feel Sanders took his interview seriously, McShay reported. Insider Josina Anderson shared a similar sentiment, posting on X, "I am disappointed to hear that a quarterback's coach from a team drafting in the top 7 referred to Shedeur Sanders as coming off brash and arrogant in his team interview and making his assessment known to a number of people," per source. Considering the question marks surrounding whether or not Sanders is truly a first-round talent, these sentiments floating around the scouting realm are just more fuel for a projected fall come draft night, though it still seems unlikely given the number of quarterback-needy teams drafting ahead of Pittsburgh at 21. Also factoring into the equation for Sanders is his father, Dion, an NFL Hall of Famer and current head coach of Shedeur's alma mater, the Colorado Buffaloes. His leadership and coaching style with Colorado have been frequent topics of conversation in the college football community, and he's been quite vocal about his son's future NFL career as well. In early January, Sanders shared on a media appearance that there are a couple of teams that I won't allow Shedeur to play for. On one hand, taking a swing on the likely QB2 in this draft class if he falls all the way to pick 21 could be intriguing. Keep taking swings until you get it right, right? On the other hand, and totally anecdotally, Sanders doesn't really seem to fit the Pittsburgh Steelers mold for an ideal culture fit. The Steelers are, historically, a private organization that does not indulge in the fanfare of a media circus, like the Dallas Cowboys, It doesn't seem all that likely that HC Mike Tomlin would have the interest or the patience to tolerate the extra attention that comes with a player like Sanders, and his father Dion. And are you a fan? What do you think of the Shedeur Sanders situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.